Oi, oi, I guess. What a shower of shit yesterday. I'll start off with an apologies. I was supposed to do a watch along, a 10-minute watch along, followed by a live match reaction, followed by a little roll and roll off call in. But my missus was acting like a bit of a bitch. Yeah, bit of a domestic Barney. I was texted by Lee to come on. I'd already gone out by that point. Yeah, so it ruined my day. That won't ever happen again. Don't worry about that. But listen, we're here to have the reaction that was supposed to be yesterday. You can probably tell by my voice, my demeanor, by my tone. I'm not happy, and neither should you be. I'm not pissed off the result per se, because let's get it right. The league is done. It has been done for a long time. But the result, the performance, that's what it was all about yesterday. You know, we're not going to finish sixth. We're going to stay in the Champions League. We are going to finish in that little top five. Everyone's like that with Arteta about. We're going to get there. It's just a simple fact. But I tell you what, it's the performances that gets my blood boiling. Absolutely gets my blood boiling. Second's a false position anyway, yeah? Because we're no good for second. Second is just ridiculous. This team is shit. There are better teams than us in the league. But mate, that performance, especially that second half. I mean, that was a disgrace. That was a disgrace of a performance. That was pathetic. Look at the lineup we put out there as well as that's our starting lineup. I said this last week. What's the point in putting your best fucking team out there and they just stroll around the pitch, walk around the pitch, couldn't give a fuck? What's the point? What is the point in it? Why wouldn't you just put in a mix of a load of youngsters? Why wouldn't you have Ethan in there? Instead, he's put Martin Odegaard in there. Martin no-showed Odegaard again. Oh, but Aaron, you know, he set up an assist for Declan Rice. All right, well, he made a forward pass. There's hardly defence splitting, was it? Rice done the hard work, rounding the keeper. It was a forward pass, not defence splitting fucking assist. But you see exactly what this captain's like, didn't you? That's where you see exactly what this captain's like in that second half. Looking around thinking, all right, we've just conceded a goal from a throw-in. Rory Delap, ole. All right, let's have a little look around. We want our captain. We want the geezer with a C on his arm. So there's only one of them out there. Only one of them's got the C. They're all a fucking disgrace, but only one of them had the C on their band. Let's have a look to him for a bit of let's have a look to see where we go from here. And he shrinks. He hides. Camouflage fucking captain. He hides. Martin Odegaard. My Norwegian nightmare. He is fucking crap. He is disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Look at what someone put. And this is the fan base we've got to deal with. Listen, look at this about Martin Odegaard. Look at this. Martin Odegaard, this was before the game. Martin Odegaard could make it 99 Premier League games at Arsenal captain this today. Only Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira have captained the club more times. From joining on loan to leading the club to a Champions League semi-final. I wouldn't want anyone else captaining our football club. Look at this. Look, just everyone in this chat room, and I'll come through the chats in a second. I will. Look at this. This is what we're contending with. I wouldn't want anyone else captaining my football club right now. My captain. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This isn't just one fridge freezer, one Ebenezer saying it, Bacardi Breezer saying it. This is 80-90% of your football club. This is 90% of your football club that are thinking like this. That you think that this captain's good. Do you know what that performance? And that reminded me of it was a disgrace. An absolute disgrace from top to bottom. And this is what we're going to accept. I'll go through tomorrow in my show tomorrow night in significantly more depth than what I'm going to say today. But now they're also in the same sentence then. Martin Odegaard as only Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira have captained us more. Are you kidding me? They are putting Martin Odegaard in the same breath as Patrick Vieira and Tony Adams. Let me get this right. Is this the same Tony Adams that captained the 89 winning side at Anfield? Probably one of the most unbelievable football achievements, one of the most magical moments in English dare I say, football history. That 89 season, the climax of that. And we're going to put it in the same bracket as that team that Tony Adams captained. The 91 winning team, who only actually lost one game, by the way, against Chelsea, 2-1, when half the defence were out, including Tony, I believe. We're actually going to put him in the same captain as that. The Tony Adams, who's won the league in 3 different decades. That's what we're going to do, is it? And when he finally retired in 2002 after winning his last title, then he gave it to Patrick Vieira as a captain's armband. Won the FA Cup in 23, Invincible 24 in his last spot kick. Won us the FA Cup in 2005. I mean, an absolute shambles of an FA Cup final, but you take him. We should have absolutely destroyed Liverpool in the 2001 final, but we kind of got our little comeuppance against Manchester United in the 05. You're going to compare yourself as captain-wise in the same breath to Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira. Are you kidding me? Chat, what's going on here? These are the Arsenal fans, largely, by and large, that represent this football club now. And this is a worrying thing, man. Vic, big up, brother. How are you doing, my friend? I read your email, and I do hope you're all right, man. I know you said you're. I don't want to say personal stuff because there's an email between you and me. But I hope everything's all good, my friend. And it's always a pleasure to have you in here, man. AFC always 3 subs, 86 minutes, and only after we concede 2 goals, he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Arteta out. He ain't got a clue what he's doing. We will deep that. We'll deep this comment in a little bit, man. BVB Sports, big up to you, bruv. Finished the first match of Arsenal's 1-0 loss to PSG. Is Arsenal basically not utilising enough and knowing game changes. Exactly right. It's not just Arsenal fans. That's it then. Nowhere near enough to change that match. Exactly. His in-game management is about as low as it gets. About as low as it gets. You've got an @ sign. Big up to you, Lesto. Big up to everyone else. Yeah, 1 minute. Gav, big up to you for being here, bruv. Sav as well. Up the chills. How you doing, man? Like and subscribe. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, it's not looking good for you guys at all on Wednesday. Even more spooky. Yeah, it's worrying, man. And big up Shane, who's also in the building, man. Watched his Irish, the full Irish breakfast in the morning. Yeah, it's a very good show. Really, really coming up, man. Big up to him, and he's saying smash the likes, people. That's absolutely right. Smash them bloody likes up. Ashley, big up to you, brother. What we're saying, Shane, before we slightly move on. Yeah, yesterday was a disgrace. At the fucking disgracia. Even if we'd won, I'd still be furious. Resting players was the only thing that mattered. Let me jump on for this as well for just 2 seconds. I want to say big up to Miss Donna Potts. How are you doing, my dear? Always a pleasure to have a superstar in the building, as you all are. But, you know, we love a bit of Miss Potts. Big up to you. I hope you're well, my dear. Personal wise, you know, obviously footballing wise, you're not happy because, you know, we all ain't. Ashley, yeah, I'll text management. Oh, it's in the bin. We'll get to that. And Macy, big up, man. Oh, yeah. Disgrace. Shane's saying here, yeah, resting that players in the midfield, resting them. Where's the resting? Where's the squad management? Where is the squad management? And that's why I wanted to tie it all in with that. Where's the squad management at, everyone? Because this manager, and I've said this a couple of times now, and I'm going to repeat it because it's very, very, very worth repeating. This manager isn't first team coach anymore. He got promotion 2 years ago. He's not the first team coach anymore. He is now the first team manager. Yeah, we're all with that. He's the first team manager. What does he manage, anyone? I'll tell you what in a minute. I want to let this settle for the chat. Anyone in the chat to just tell me, what does this geezer manage? I'll tell you what. He don't manage anything other than giving me a headache every match day. That's all he manages. So what do I mean by that? Okay, no worries. I'll give you a rundown. Let's have a little look what he manages, and then I'll put the squad up just to show you and back my point up further. Squad building. That's his job to manage. Yeah, because now he's manager. We've established that he's not the first team coach anymore. He's the manager. Manager. Okay, cool. Squad building. Last season, when we had an absolute wonderful chance to capitalise on the 2 points behind Manchester City, we signed Calafiori and Mikel Merino. One of them's a left-sided centre-back, and he plays him left-back, failed, and he's not even fit. I mean, 3/4 of the time. He's new Tomiyasu. That's all he is. Calafiori, the wild horse, Prince, whatever the fuck he's called. Yeah, there you go. He's Calafiori. He's Takehiro Tomiyasu 2.0. Great. Okay, we've got another injury-plagued defender, and he plays him out of position. Okay, all well and good. And then signs Mikel Merino, who's probably one of the worst central midfielders we've ever signed. And I was there for Janucci and Emoto, by the way. who we eventually sold to Fulham. I was there for Janucci Inamoto, and Mikel Merino is probably one of the worst midfielders in that club. I'll tell you what, as a striker, an emergency one, he's not been too bad. Hold the L hands up. But I'll tell you what, he's been a disgrace. So, okay, what about the year before then? Okay, he bought Rice, all well and good. He bought also Kai Havertz. Absolute disgrace. Didn't make anything in the last 2 transfer windows, by the way. But remember, everyone, we've got to maximise the windows. Every single window, maximise the windows. Okay. The year before that, he's also buying what we saying? He's bought Zinchenko, playing out of position. He's number 10. Why couldn't he have done a job in midfield? Why can't he do a job in midfield, by the way? Gabriel Jesus. What's that all about? So we can't squad build. I think that's fair to say. He can't squad build. Okay, cool. What about squad management? Okay, well, this season, you've just let 4 attackers go while signing no attackers. Oh, no, wait. He signed Raheem Sterling, but then when we're down, apart from yesterday, who gives a fuck a performance? Most of the time when we're down in a competition that matters, he brings on a defender instead. So Raheem Sterling will push him to the side. You needed 2 or 3 attackers. You've let 4 go and you've signed none. And now you've got all of these injuries coming up because we haven't got enough players up front. So you get Bukayo Saka's out injured, hamstring, overplayed, hamstring injuries to, in a warm weather, Kai Havertz. We've got hamstring injuries coming out of our fucking ears in that same attacking field. So we can't manage the squad. Where's the rotation? Where's the rotation? What about today? What about today? Yesterday, sorry. What about yesterday? Why is he playing a full team squad? A lethargic full team squad that couldn't give a fuck about being on that field. They couldn't give a fuck about being on that field. I'd rather 11 geezers that wanted to play for the badge that are under 18 running around that field. Instead, you put Martin Odegaard and the fucking rest of the shower of shit that couldn't be asked to go out on there. So he can't rotate and he causes injuries because he can't rotate. So he can't fucking squad manage. Now let's have a look at man management. He can't man manage for love nor fucking toffee. Our last decent striker, Aubameyang, he fucked him off because he was late a couple of times. Yes, that needs to be managed, but he didn't man manage him well. And do you know what? That was 3.5, 4 years ago, and he still ain't fucking replaced him. He cannot man manage. Okay, maybe his in-game management is better. No. His in-game management's a fucking worst of the lot. I've never seen a poorer manager, in-game manager squad in my entire fucking life, and we've had 5 years. 5 years to suss out whether this prick's fucking good enough for it or not. And guess what? I don't mean to be the burst anyone's little bubble, but he ain't fucking it. He cannot squad manage for love nor fucking money. Love nor money. Why is he bringing on Ethan Nwaneri at 90 minutes, 89 minutes, whatever it was? Why is he not playing him or starting him? Not now. Either way, that bit of their squad management. But why in game? Why is he coming on so late? Why can't you change anything? Why against PSV? Why are we not? Why are we not, after being 7-1 up in the first leg, changing that team? At half time, guess at what? We were 9-3 up. 9-3 up at half time, and he still doesn't make any changes. His in-game management is fucking basement. It's the worst it can get. Okay, so maybe let's have a little look at the tactics then, yeah? Let's have a little look at the tactics. Because guess what? As Matty would say, ladies and gentlemen, we've been found out. We've been found out. And I'll tell you why we've been found out. Teams have completely and utterly sussed us how we play out from the back. They've sussed it. PSG completely fucking sussed it. All you got to do is put us under a bit of pressure. Bournemouth sussed it. They totally sussed it. We've been sussed out from playing at the back, okay? We've been sussed out how to hurt us. Just a very simple ball over the top, or even the worst one is diagonal ball. That's been the case for 3 years, by the way. 3 years. All you have to do is put a ball over the top and make a diagonal ball. And then you'll break Arsenal's defence from fucking limb from limb. Yeah, okay, that's great. So we've been sussed on them 2 things. So what about being tactically running the midfield? Well, because of that, we can't play now out from the back. So our midfield's hurt. Our midfield is now getting overrun every single game, over and over and over again. Overrun. In the most important games when it matters, our midfield is being overrun. Okay. So what about set pieces then? How have they gone? Because we were phenomenal at the start of the season. Nah. Oh yeah, we've been found out from set pieces as well. Totally found out from set pieces. Sure, you're going to nick the odd one here and there. I'm not saying that, but from the prolific potency that they were, from the end of last year and the beginning of this season, We've been found out. We've been sussed. And we know how to keep Saka quiet, teams do. We've been totally found out, everyone. In every way, shape, or form. This manager can't fucking manage. And now all of his tactics, every single one of his tactics, that make Arsenal at least some form of a fucking threat, or in some way, shape, or form, our defensive solidarity, have been found out. They just have. They'll argue it with me. Anyone, I haven't come to the chat. Come and argue it with me, please. I'm here. My knives are very, very, very sharp today. I'm willing to have a debate on it. I am, and I'm in fucking fire of form, mate. I'm ready for it. So if we get any Valors or whatever his name was in yesterday, I'm going to fucking absolutely shred you to pieces if you want to come and have a little go at it, because I've got all of it up here. I'm not in a fucking great mood. This manager's pissed me off, and I'm fucking ready for it. So I'm good for a debate if anyone wants to come on. And if you want to come on and debate me and I'll jump on, I'll send you personally the link and we'll go through it and all. So I ain't an happy bunny. I ain't been happy bunny all fucking season. I definitely ain't happy bunny after watching that fucking shit back there. I can tell you that for a fucking fact. His tactics has got us to a dizzy height. Second. We probably won't even get second this year. Do you know what? I fucking hope we don't. Do you know why? Because we don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. And I don't care even if it's third or fifth. I want us to keep Champions League football. Yes, whatever. But I don't want us to get that second place. Just because I don't want to listen to the top gooners going, yeah, but he's got second, third in a row. That's no good. We need to just get out of that. We need to see how badly we're regressing. Every second that this manager, under this setup, stays in this football club, we are going that way. We are fucking rotting. We are rotting. Rotting. This is shit. Do you know what? I like a lot of Arsenal fans, from my sort of point of view, can just put their hands up and go, do you know what? Yeah, I kind of accept. I do kind of accept that maybe we will lose games in that at the start of the season, but I expect the performance to still be there. Why can't I expect the performance to still be there? The performance was fucking shit. Absolutely fucking shit. It was diabolical. You've got people just strolling around there like they couldn't give a fuck, and they done exactly the same, because you can't tell me that, yeah, oh yeah, it was just a one-offy game, you know what I mean? Well, if second's great, then why aren't they competing for second? Why aren't they doing that? If second's so fucking good, top gooners, then why aren't they running their arse around to finish second? They couldn't give a fuck about it. But guess what? Here's the real kicker to you fucking moron spastic Arsenal fans. Here's the real kicker. Why did they play like that as well against PSG in the first leg at home in the semi-final of the Champions League for the first fucking time in 16 years? Why did they play like that there then? Where's the fucking excuse for that, you fuckers? Where is it? It's not good enough. Where do we go from here? I'll tell you where we go from here. Sack the manager, but Kroenke ain't got the fucking bollocks to do it. So hopefully Berta comes there like that to get rid of this fucking manager, because I can tell every single one of you right now, if we carry on in this same vein, we will be out the fucking Champions League next year. The giddy Champions League phases. We'll all be sucking ourselves off going, yeah, but he got us to semi-final, I promise you. We'll be out the fucking group stages if we carry on playing like this, and then fucking won't qualify for it through the fucking league format if we carry on playing like this under this manager. The point that I was making, boys, is that he's been found out tactically, and his managerial is fucking basement. He can't manage anything, and he's tactically going that way. What does that mean for us next season, everyone? What does it mean for us? His tactics have been fucking found out. Tommy Yasu, I always say this 2 years ago, saying, yeah, it takes us 2 years. It takes us about 2 years to get used to some tactics, you know? It takes about 2 years and then we'll get there. Why does he fucking change his tactic every year then? Fucking 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's what that is. So next season, what we're going to do, change our tactics again, and it takes us 2 years to get used to that. Does it? We're going to do that. So we're going to wait for him fucking another 2 years to see it as contract in 2027. Because I can tell you what, copy and paste 2026 will be exactly the fucking same place where we are. All one of us scratching our ass and sniffing our fingers and going, oh yeah, that don't really smell too great. Just like the fucking skiddy shit stain on this fucking club. This cunt of a fucking manager has left us, mate. It's not good enough. When are we going to call it out? When are we going to stop and just go, do you know what? This bloke ain't it. He ain't it. He's on fucking 5, 10, 15 million quid a year, and he couldn't manage his way out of a fucking wet paper bag. It's not good enough, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what this manager is absolutely reminiscent of? This is what this manager reminds me of. This. Everything about this manager is that. Weak, pathetic, cheap, crap, useless, pointless, shit, inept. What the fuck are we doing here? That right there, that's our manager. Hanging hanging from the fucking, just drooping around like the worst fucking shower curtain you've ever seen in your life. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Oh, but guess what? Don't worry about it, though. He knows exactly what we need, Mikel Arteta. Arsenal have failed to win 10 Premier League games this season, which they have led in, which amasses to 21 points, by the way, everyone. Just letting you all know. The most ever in Arsenal club history. So what we've done, oh, and I'm wanting stat for sure. So guess what we've done now? Do you remember when he first came to this club? Before everyone started going, oh, he's got us in the title races. Guess what? We was getting all of these unwanted stats. We was getting all of them. All of them. Now guess what's happening again? We're looping back round. We've fucking quantum leaped back to 2019. That's all we've done. We've just morphed back there. Oh, and now we're getting all the unwanted records again. And it's took us 5 years. 5 years, and now we're getting this. We're getting shit football on the eye. It's a disgrace. Anyone tell me that they've enjoyed the football largely this season from the Emirates? And I go most games now. What are we doing here? It's been shit. It's been shit. 21 points from leading positions. Are you kidding me? We're back. We've just quantum leaped back there where we've got shit players on fucking astronomical wages. That's where we're back again. That's where we're back. We're back with them. They might slightly be a little bit better, but the point I'm trying to make is, as we are back with average players like Mustafis and Kolasinac's on astronomical wages like the Bellerins. We're all just back there. Look at the Mikel Marinos, 130 grand a week. How are we going to offload him? How are we going to offload him? He might have been a great emergency striker, but we're not even playing him there anymore. So now we've gone back to the Trossard thing. That don't work. Just like what cost us the league last year at Aston Villa. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, playing Kai Havertz up front's not doing a bad job. I'll tell you what we'll do against Aston Villa. We'll put him back in midfield where it's failed for fucking 18 months. Oh, managerial in-game tactics. Managerial tactics. It all comes back to, and this man is not good enough. He is not good enough. When are we just going to all collectively sit and understand that this manager hasn't ever been good enough, isn't good enough, and will never fucking be good enough? He will never be good enough. Listen, I will say it again. He will never be good enough for this football club. Never. Never, 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 never be good enough for this football club. How many more fucking decades do you want to wait? Because I've waited half a decade now. And I'll tell you what, my time and patience has fucking ran out. I had some moron yesterday in my chat going, well, you just got to be a bit more patient. 21 years since the Premier League title. We'll be 22 next year. 31 since a European trophy. 32 since a League Cup. You telling me I'm being fucking patient? You taking the piss? You absolutely taking the piss? What are we doing here? Kidding me? We ain't been patient. This manager has taken, it will take him 6 years, which will be with Alex Ferguson, by the way. The joint amount is taking any manager to win the league in his first season. Joint with Alex Ferguson, if he wins it next season. The only difference is between him and Alex Ferguson is, one, he had a CV bigger than anyone's fucking arm. And two, he'd already by that time won 2 European trophies with Manchester United and both domestic trophies with Manchester United before it took him. Jurgen Klopp won it in his 4th full season. Everyone else won it in their first attempt. It took Sir Kenny Dalglish 3 years to get promoted from Division 2 to win the Premier League. 3 years. 3 years. With Blackburn. Ranieri done it in his first year with Leicester. Carlo Ancelotti done it in his first year with Chelsea. Jose Mourinho done it his first year in Chelsea with a League Cup as well. Then he done it in his second stint in his second season with Chelsea. He won the League Cup and the fucking Europa League in his first season with Chelsea, Jose Mourinho. Mancini took him 2 years to do it. Slot took him 1 year to do it. Oh, and when I said Klopp took him 4, he'd also won all the European trophies, the Champions League, the European Super Cup, and the World Club Cup. He'd already done all of that. What's Arteta done? First 6 months, he played 3 rounds, Sheffield United, Manchester City, and Chelsea, and he won the Premier League with someone else's team. Since that, he made all his own signings. He's done 5.5 years on it, 750 million, and he's got nowhere. Second place. It's not the Olympics. You don't get silver medal for finishing second. You never have, and you never fucking will. This is elite level football. Second to 20th. Who gives a real absolute shit? Yes, there's little bits in between it. It's all about first. It's all about armpits. And we do not do that. And we never will under this shithouse of a manager. That I can promise you, man. Come into the chat. Yeah, what's the point of putting subs on 86th minute when we need to win? Exactly, Donna. Well, listen, my dear. We've dealt with it for 5 years now, and it will be six incoming. Six incoming. It's just not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. Macy, big up, brother. Mikel Moreno looks like Daddy Yankee. He looks like well, yeah. I mean, I won't even say that. Yeah, I've already said the c word once, and I didn't mean to say it. But when you're on a bit of a passionate rant, it all comes out, doesn't it? AK, big up, brother. We're gonna run in the chat. I didn't mean to, neglect the chat, but yeah, I'm kind of going off on one. As if you kind of guessed. I'm not a very happy bunny this afternoon. And to be fair, Arsenal have done that. That's all them. They put me in this mood. Look, trust me, when we win stuff, I'm exactly the same on the other side of the fence. I'm somersaulting around the place. But no, 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 no. Not when it's like this. Not when it's like this. Only Tony Adams and Vieira have captained more than Odegaard in the Premier League. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've left the rest of the history out. Yeah, exactly right. They also forgot their captain before that was Kenny Sampson. They've also forgot that it was Ricks and David O'Leary and Pat Rice and Alan Ball and all of them players, but they don't exist to all of these fans, Shane. They don't exist. Who's Alan Ball? Exactly right, yeah. Only a World Cup winner. Only a World Cup winner. Yeah, that's all. Do you know what I mean? Look, poor old David O'Leary gets absolutely, absolutely forgotten about when he's one of our best defenders in history. And he wore the C. And he wore the C. Yeah, big up, boys. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Yeah, man. That's insane. How can anyone defend this guy? Bruv, they do it. KLS, they do it, mate. They're so blinded. They've got their little, the little sleep mask on and all of that. That's what they've got on, the little Arteta one, and little pictures of Arteta on the inside. So you know what I mean? They can just be reminded how perfect his eyebrows are. It's ridiculous. I Shane, everyone, Odegaard, yeah, old Bieber. Yeah, yeah, afternoon, Shane. Yeah, missed your show this morning. Yeah, yeah, it stands. Yeah, yeah. Dan was also on as well. But yeah, I know Donna Potts is a phenomenal follower of all the channels, man. And what a woman. She's fantastic. She is. Yeah, CJ, big up, bruv. I'd rather Bruno Fernandes and Cole Palmer at this club over Ghost to God. I would rather Janucci and Emoto back at this club over Odegaard. I would. I'd rather Denilson. Do you remember Denilson? The old Brazilian sideways boy. This is all that is. The only difference is he was stealing 20k a week and not 240. 240k a week, Martin Odegaard. And that's what we're getting. Lucas Torreira's better than Odegaard. The list goes on. Come on, chat. Pelt it in there now. I want to get some lists of players that are better than Martin Odegaard. I'm going to go through the chat and then hopefully there'll be a couple in there by the time I get down. Janucci and Emoto. That's my one. He's even better in there. Do you remember Fran Merida? You got a Thomas Eisfeld. You got a bit of Amari Bischoff. I'd rather have all of them in the club than Mikel Arteta. It's a joke, mate. Big up. Yeah, they done the double over us, Macy. They done the double over us. That's how shit we are, bruv. They done the double over us. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? They managed to get the double over us. Right, let's shorten this because they are taking over. I mean, my boat race is probably about a 4 out of 10, so maybe I should put the big one back up, hide it a little bit more, innit? Nah, it's all right. I don't mind putting my face to cam on like Top Gooners, even if it ain't the prettiest thing you've ever seen. Never mind. Yeah, let's get some more of the chat. Because, there's loads of you in here, man. Buzzing. We've got 55 in the building. Don't forget, like and subscribe, you absolute superstars. Yeah, man. Nathan, big up to you, brother, in the building. I know you're very busy, man. I don't know if you already said already. Let me know how you got on with your interview. Let me know if they offered you the job. Hopefully they did, my friend. Big up to you. Pathetic performance. Double pathetic. Treble pathetic. Expect to play like that and get overturned a 1-0 deficit against PSG. Exactly right. Yeah, we can't even hold on to a lead, let alone gain one. It's ridiculous. Actually right. Yeah, we've made it this far in the Champions League despite Martin Odegaard. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Arteta, not because of them. Yeah, it's Southgate, mate. Yeah, he is. He's Spanish Southgate, bruv. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, they're one step promotion in the Bundesliga. Everyone's getting a double happy. Yeah, big up touchline. He'll be happy with the final where you'll most likely be in, unless it's going to be an absolute disgrace of a thing for you. CJ, yeah. I'd even have Gula. Yeah, mate, I'd take him as a loan. Like anyone, bruv. Anyone but Martin Odegaard, mate. Who do you think you are? I think it's Manchester United's now, bruv. Manchester United's to lose now. Wrexham been promoted twice, yeah. I thought they've even been promoted 3 times. Maybe I'm wrong there. But either way, even if they've been promoted twice, it's absolutely fantastic. Big up, man. We got a bit of Nick's raid from there. Big up to you, Nick. What a geezer he is, man. He's a Liverpool fan, of course, and he'll be double happy, man. I can tell you that. He'll be a very, very, very happy bunny about Liverpool this season. Big up to him, man. He does some fantastic content over there. So if anyone's still on it that ain't going over there, check out Nick. Nick's Football Club, man. He's awesome. Dan was going to send viewers to you, but I don't think your setting would allow him to do that. Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, you'll have to have a little look into that then, Shane, bruv. Came through with Nick Stream Gunner. Here we are cooked, mate. We are treble cooked. We're not. Do you know when you get them when you go to fancy restaurants and you get offered triple cooked chips? That's what we are, mate. We're quadruple cooked chips, mate. We are. We're just a sack of spuds that have been triple cooked by this manager, by this regime. And I am here saying to you lot, I am not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. Bit Laffy, yeah, he's a geezer. He's a geezer. Josh, big up to you, bruv. How we doing, man? Big up Wolf as well, bruv. Always a pleasure for being here, man. Do you know what I mean? We got some legends in the building, and here we go. He's here, man. He might not be here. I've realised I went on for a proper rant. You know what I mean? And that was about 20 minutes ago. But Nick, you're still here, brother. Big up to you, man. Cheers for the raid as always, my friend. Of course, what a geezer. And as I said, I'll double down on it. Go and support Nick. He's a fantastic geezer. Reno Calla were floor raiser signings. Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, mate. They were basement signings. I promise you this. Let me stick with this just for 2 seconds, and then we'll carry on with the chat because I'm so behind, and I do apologise. That's what happens when you're an Arsenal fan. You can go on these long rants, and you forget about the most thing that matters, and which is you guys. You're fantastic, world class. We always call it Maradona chat. We always call them Pele chats, Messi chat, big up chat. Marino Calla, yeah, listen, mate. If we have another summer like these two, like Marino and like Calafiori, we will absolutely 150% slip out that Champions League spaces. 150%, mate. I promise you that. I'll guarantee it. 29. Donna, that's it, my dear. You know what happens when we put 29 and his name gets mentioned. We've got to do it now.
Little donkey on a dusty road.
Absolute donkey. Absolute donkey he is. That's what we do around here. As soon as his name gets mentioned, we can't help ourselves. It's got to be done. Banter, big up, brother. David Lewis, Galats were horrendous. Yeah. Benayoun was about, mate. Exactly, mate. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have Benayoun in this midfield than Martin Odegaard. I can promise you that. It reminds me of Bartes. We'll get into David Raya. We absolutely will. Yeah. Yeah. A couple of people, taking them to themselves. Yeah. Treat Ramsdale poorly. Tierney looks like he doesn't think too much of an area. How mad is that? And do you know why he thinks of that, Miss Potts? Do you know why? And I'll tell you this for a fact. It's because he expects his number 10s to track back. That's all he does. Yeah, you have to track back. You have to go forward. So I'll put it to you, Miss Potts, and the rest of the chat, and I'll do this every single time I'm live. Anyone can think of a player that's elite level or world class in the past, in the present, or looks like it's going to be in the future. If anyone can tell me a world class number 10 who's world renowned, whose best attribute was tracking back, I'm interested to know his name. Although I'm happy to say there ain't one. Mikel Arteta wants him to do that, though, apparently. That's why he don't play him. It's ridiculous. That's why this manager needs to go. We've got a brilliant young crop of players. And do you know what? We've actually got some really good players in this first team. Not many. There's about 4. There's about 4 easily that I think should stay. And we've got a real good crop of youngsters. This manager ain't the one to turn them into world-class players. He ain't the one to develop them young players because he don't develop them. He stumbled across MLS. The only reason this manager plays these players is because he stumbles upon it. He's backed into a corner. Do you think if we'd have had Tierney, if it had liked Tierney, we'd have had Calafiori fit all season and Zinchenko weren't as horrendous as he was, that he'd have put MLS there? But yet Mikel Arteta comes out and says, oh, yeah, I've seen it. It's got all the aspects of a left back. Why didn't you play him when everyone's fit then? Just saying, why didn't you play him when everyone's fit? And said, oh, God has an allergy. Yeah. An allergy to shooting, yeah, mate. He's not right, mate. Yeah. It's ridiculous. He don't like it, and then you see him striking, and then look at the strikes that he has. They're depressing. They just roll along the floor like the most depressing daisy cutters you've ever seen in your life. We've all grown up, Pillowfoot. Exactly right, man. Aaron, you need to go watch Dan's show this morning where he called an impatient prat. Oh, he was called. Why? Do you know what? I obviously don't know too much of the exacts about Dan, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, Miss Potts, and assume that he's been going to Arsenal and been a season ticket holder, and you and your husband have probably been going and or involved in Arsenal a very, very, very long time. One thing I can tell everyone, and it ain't a newsflash, Dan Potts is not an impatient prat. He has absolutely well and truly 100% been there through thick and or bloody thin. And do you know what? Sometimes sometimes it just wears a little bit thin where you think, do you know what, we're just going to call this stuff out because we don't like what we're seeing. Pots will still be there next week and the week after and the week after. Just like me, we ain't impatient prats. And that geezer definitely ain't one, man. Look what you get in the chat. This is the level of Arsenal fan. This level of Arsenal fan is just an absolute embarrassment for left back. With the likes of DeMarco, yeah, Grimaldo. What we got was Zinchenko, Calafiori. How much more money are we going to spend on left backs? By the way, how much more? I wouldn't debate, but I joined for a chat. Yeah, man. If you I'll tell you what. I mean, this was a little while ago. Let me put the link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. So give us to it. You might still not be here, Nick. I totally appreciate it. I'm working through the chat just sort of half quick. But if you are still here, I'll lob the link up. Give me 2 seconds, mate, and I'll get it done. I'll put it in the chat. And if there's a few, it's not a call in. It's not a call in. No, if there's a couple of people, I've sort of think in the chat, we'll sort of do it. But yeah. Let's get it up. Right, guests, copy and paste. Come on. Right, give me 2 seconds. Well, if you're still in here, Nick, jump on that, son. And yeah, we'll have a little chat. I'll get through some more of the comments. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Taha, yeah, I'll set her out, man. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It wasn't Robbie, it was Goldbridge. Ah, yeah. Do you know what? I was a little bit busy at the time, Miss Potts. But yeah, I haven't seen the video, but I did see the thumbnail for that. Oh, Dad's in the building. How you doing, Papa? Hope you're all well, mate. Aaron, somebody was trolling DG's comments saying Mikel Pulis in the next. I know, man. Yeah, big up DG as well, man. He's an absolute geezer. Big up, man. We got a guest in the building.
Always there, bro. I'm watching, bro. I'm watching. I'm paying attention, bro. I'm there, man. I'm there.
How we doing, man? Well, I mean, first off, thank you very much for making a debut and all of that, Nick. You must have watched the game, bro. What do you think of all of this crap, man? Am I going insane or have I got a point?
Nah, I just did a video looking at the damn pot situation with Goldbridge, who was the one who sort of like called him out without calling him his name, which is a bit of a mad one there. But I'm also like the aftermath of the game there, because you've got to, and look, you might be a bit rich saying Liverpool fans coming here. I'm not here to tell you how to think or what to think. This is my opinion, so you can shit on me all you want, not a problem there. But like, you're going into a big game on Wednesday against PSG. You're 1-0 down. You need a performance. There was no performance today with pretty much a first team, as much of a first team as you can get. If I'm not mistaken, there was no Marino because he was on the bench. Partey come back into it. Ben White played, and you had there was someone else, one other player was there or whatnot. So you were missing Timber and I think Marino, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if they play, that's your 11 on Wednesday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Because Thomas Partey was back. Yeah. So yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from the Arsenal fans is saying there was no performance. Okay, yeah, there was a chance on goal from Declan Rice, and then he scored another, and then he scored his goal, which could have been, it was close to being blocked as well, moving in the goal. But he scored his goal, fair enough. And then after that, it sort of just fell to bits. And it's mad though, because I didn't expect the stadium to empty like that. I'm watching the 10-minute highlights. I didn't have time today. I had a mad one day. I'm just watching the highlights. I'm like, bro, it's like full time and it's like, it's empty. I'm just like, that reminded me of, I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago, opening day of the season. I think you lost at home to somebody and the stadium was empty after the 70th minute, whatever it was, bro. I'm just like, bro, insane work. So that performance from yesterday going into Wednesday now, some may say, yeah, but that was in the Premier League. The Premier League is over. Okay, cool. But the lineup that you started with, that's your starting 11, near enough. Yep. There should have been something in that game for you guys in order to make something happen.
Yeah. There you go. You're absolutely right in what you say, my friend. Yes, you'd obviously have Timber over White, but there was an issue there. And, could you have had Marino in for Trossard? But the thing is, as well, as I think a good point that you were making is he now playing this team because this is going to be a team that's playing? So now all of a sudden, what Mikel Marino's done is he's been absolutely fantastic. Really, I think he's got like 7 in 10 or 11 up front. And now that Trossard's back and we've got Partey back, now he's completely binned it. Trossard is out of form, love no money, but now he's just been something that's working. And now you got this. There's 2 players out the starting lineup, bruv. And if you can actually only say the one in the point that you're making as well, because Marino is an emergency striker. So actually, in theory, this is the strongest Arsenal team, bar Ben White and Timber. Like, what are we doing here, mate? Like,
Was
this is
Timber
as good
out
as
because he was injured? Or was it
I think
precautionary?
a knock. I think, yeah.
Mm,
So
mm.
actually, again, to even allude to even further to make your point, if Timber was fit, he probably plays. So, like, he's playing his absolute first starting lineup. And the point I said earlier as well, Nick, and this is what absolutely infuriates me. That's fine if you're going to play your first team in before important games, all well and good. But I want them to put in a performance. I don't want them to stroll around the place. Otherwise, what's the point? They're just getting pointless minutes in their legs. If they're not going to want to win, then there's no point in them being out there. I want to see some changes. I want to see a geezer come in, a youngster, and Ethan Waneri played in a 10 to go, okay, we've got this massive performance on Wednesday. I'm going to give you this game against Bournemouth. That kind of means nothing. You're going to be playing at the 10. Show me why I should pick you on Wednesday, Ethan, because Odegaard ain't been great. Show me why I should pick you. But he's not. He's just gone, this is going to be the team that plays on Wednesday. Do your best.
My other thing is as well, because the game was like, what was the second goal scored? Just checking here. 75th minute. So he made a change 11 minutes later, took off Saka, Martinelli, and White, and brought on Waneri, Sterling, and Zinchenko. I mean, on one hand, you say, okay, let's play these guys here so they can maybe get into a rhythm and get into the mindset for Wednesday. Well, that backfired because you lost the game and there was nothing really to show. Okay, these team is on it. We're rocking. We're rocking. We're on the money here. But if the league is obviously done now, second, third, fourth finish, wherever that may be, some will say it's a regression, some will say who cares, whatever. But really, for me, if this is Liverpool, for example, and we've lost the league to whoever, and we've got a Champions League game, I'm saying, you know what? Don't worry about the league. Who cares finishing second, third, fourth, whatever? I don't care about that. Rest your big guns. Save them for the big game because they're going to be needed. Because apparently PSG rested their players. And I've heard Robbie was telling Dan Potts saying, yeah, but they've won their league. It's like, yes, and the league is done here, so there's nothing else to be said. You're gonna finish in the top 4, top 5, whatever. They win another couple of games, you pretty much be there. City now, on the other hand, after the shit season they've had by their standards, 3 points behind you, could still finish with the trophy. They're gonna be someone you need to look out for as well. But before that, this game now coming up here, I'd be asking, like, why are you playing a pretty much near full strength 11 when Saka's just come back from an injury a few weeks ago? Apparently, Odegaard is holding an injury and he's still not playing well. In saying that, you've got Rice as well scoring the goals, so you've pretty much had no Martinelli. Saka tried, but Declan Rice got your goal, running through on goal in like that, 8 dash into the box type of thing. Is he trying different things, do you think? Or is he just thinking, let's just give these guys a run here so they're somewhat warmed up for the game on Wednesday? Like, what are you thinking?
It has to, mate, it has to be that because, I mean, this sort of team in the same setup, in the same formation, the same everything, that is definitely Nick, my friend. It's not trying new things. And by the way, I put Nick's link in the chat. So it's clickable. Go and give Nick a subscribe to his channel, by the way,
Appreciate
people.
that. Thank you.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. I'll get it in the title after.
All
So
good.
yeah, like the point I'm sort of going to make is, this team clearly here. So the left-hand side, of course, the Arsenal one. This isn't trying new things at all, any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Do you know what? And I made this point. I wouldn't have minded losing 2-1 yesterday if he'd have gone a 4-2-3-1 and he'd say, put Ethan Waneri as the 10. And I understand there's going to be a bit of rotation. Ben White, for Timber, whatever. That's all well and good. Maybe he brings Lewis Skelly in there as one of the midfielders, holding. Maybe with Thomas Partey, give Declan Rice a bit, just to try a little something. I'm not saying that that's what should have done. I'm just saying I'd have gone there and gone, yeah. Do you know what? I can sort of half see what he's doing. Like I can see that he's trying that new formation just as a little one more attempt before you play on Wednesday again in a massive game, just to try and jinx something new. This, my friend, is what we've been seeing all season, and it's not been good enough. Like, it's just been a copy and paste of absolutely everything. I go to all the home games, my friend, bar the one yesterday, and I didn't go to Crystal Palace because I sold them 2 games so I could fund the PSG one at home because it's 95 quid a ticket. So I didn't go to them 2 games. So someone asked me in the chat. I didn't do that. But the point I'm making, my man, is the vast majority of times I've left that Emirates Stadium, bar 1 or 2 maybe games, it's been terrible. We've seen the same copy and paste crap performance. And I always say this about our manager, Nick. He either doesn't learn or he takes too long to learn. And they are 2 extremely worrying things when you're in charge of what I consider an elite level football club. Arsenal
Yeah.
are. We might be, we definitely are behind in terms of the absolute, I mean, top elite in terms of Liverpool and Manchester United's of this one. In terms of stature, I know Liverpool are a lot ahead of Manchester United in the current, form and whatever or not. You're Premier League champions and bloody deservedly so. And whoever says you ain't deservedly so are just jealous. Let's get that right. Spiteful, jealous little pricks. You've deserved it. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? You look at the points you could get. You'd have won it in most leagues. Apart from your own clashes with Manchester City.
It's crazy.
It.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders above everyone else in this league. Regardless of whether we've not been good enough or not, you still have been good enough. Like, it just is what it is. But yeah, man, when you look at them 2 factors, my friend, and you're sitting there and you're like, when's it going to change? Is it going to change next year? Why would it? I'd say a worrying thing all the time, Nick, yeah? Tommy Asu come out with 4 of the players and said, yeah, it takes us about 2 years to learn this system. Why does he change it every year then? Why does he change it every year? Like, this is what we've seen all year, bro. It doesn't work, mate.
You scored like 90 plus goals a couple of seasons ago, and then you reverted back to this, some will say defensive football. Maybe it's because you saw what Man City can do and say, okay, maybe we went, all gas, no brakes. Maybe we need a little bit of brakes, but he's gone like handbrake rather than brakes. And you can score goals when you need to. Like, there's not, Farah around here. You can score goals when you need to. You can play on the pitch and all these corners FC and shit like that. Like, look, I've always said you need corners, bruv. They're a part of football. You need the corners, and people only say you're Stoke City when you have to rely on that corner. When you're not scoring goals from open play and your set pieces are your it thing, that's what Stoke used to do. That's what Burnley used to do. Get a corner, swing it in, and knock a header in there, and that's how you scored your goals. It's a way to sort of like talk about that football, but creatively wise, in your sense there, if Odegaard is not it and Saka isn't it on the day, where else does it come from for you guys? Because I know we struggle when Trent's not there. We've seen that. If Salah ain't doing it, it has to come from somewhere else in the midfield or maybe a long ball over the top or something. Where do you guys get your extras from?
Yeah. Now listen, man, I've sort of said about this a little bit sort of earlier in that it's all dried up. We've been tactically found out, mate. We found out tactically in a lot of places, and one of them, which is the point you're alluding to, is them set pieces. Now, they were good a lot towards halfway through last season. They were awesome. A lot of the way through the start of this season. But we've been found out. And the annoying thing about that, my friend, is I wanted it to be, an extra string in your bow, in terms of, we can be good at set pieces. I didn't want it to be our main threat. Do you know what I mean? I wanted us to, like you quite rightly said, 2 years ago, 90 goals, or last year, sorry, we're scoring 90 goals. And that's a good achievement. I wanted us to then bring 90 goals into this season with attacking set pieces. We all have them games where the attack ain't on. Like you said, Mohamed Salah sometimes just ain't going to do his thing, or a Trent's injured and you're looking at that right-hand side and you're thinking, okay, we need that something else now. We need to find it from somewhere. That's what I wanted Arsenal's set pieces to be. If Saka, I know he's been injured, I know, but let's just say for argument's sake he won or whatever. We still wouldn't have won the league with him fit, by the way, because we were still 7+ points behind when he was fit, and then still 7 points behind when he weren't, and then it got worse. So that's just dispelled. Liverpool winning the league ain't because Saka was fit, it's because Arsenal was shit, and Liverpool were good, right? So, anyways, so when Saka the thing ain't working, and sometimes it ain't, it's doubled and trebled up on. That's fine. Find another way, but Martinelli hasn't been good enough. But if we're just say for argument's sake, bring it back to my original argument, so we get 90 goals. That's what I wanted the set pieces for. Them horrible things when it ain't working, and you think, wow, yeah, the attack ain't just attacking today, man. We need something from somewhere. We need them to score a shit own goal, or we need to get a stinky penalty, or we need to whip the ball in from a corner or a set piece and just bloody get an head on it and it goes in. That's what I wanted our set pieces to be, Nick. No, I didn't want it to be our 30-goal-a-season striker, because that's what Arteta's turned it into. Now, don't worry about it. We won't sign a 30-goal-a-season, a 20-goal-a-season striker. We'd just be really good at set pieces. Why can't you have both? Like it's
Yeah.
just been not good enough. We've got the plan A, and unfortunately, plan A now is stink the place out, get a set piece, and hope we score from it. Because plan A, pardon me, before that was stink the place out, give the ball to Saka, and hope he takes on a man and whips it in the far corner. That's not going to win you any top trophies, Nick. Like, do you know what I mean? I know Salah's been fantastic this year, but he hasn't. 2/3 of it, he's been electric. But the damage was done. He's won you fantastic games. He's gone. He's not been as good so far, but he's still been good enough. But you found other ways, Nick. That
Yeah, and
you've
when
found
he
other ways
hasn't
to
been
win football
good,
matches.
so when he hasn't been
No,
good
you
as well, even I've said, mate, Salah, he's had a stinker. He's done nothing. I created 2 chances. Okay, that was in the first 10 minutes. What did he do for the other 80 minutes? Like,
Yeah.
you can be critical of players even though their levels above here. So I've never understood, like, oh, you can't be critical of player because he scored your goal. Okay, but what did he do apart from that? Was it the winning goal? No. If it was the winning goal, you could say, fair enough, he scored me the winning goal. You know, creating chances, trying to make things happen. And when it's not happening on the pitch as well, as you say, you look for a corner or a free kick or whatever. And we've scored some ourselves, and appreciate that, man. We've scored some ourselves. And against West Ham, we're leading, we had chances, we missed them. They score an equaliser through an own goal. Like, oh, it's going to be one of them games there. Corner happens, bang, Van Dijk at the header, bruv. That's where you need your corners there, bruv. You know, you've scored a couple of goals. And then, okay, well, we've got a corner here. Let's score from the corner or whatever it is, or a free kick or whatever. Like, relying solely on those. Why would you not just attack the goal to begin with then? Unless you are not confident in your strikers or you don't have a way of moving forward on goal. You're like, you know what? We've got set piece takers. We've got 6-foot giants in the back. Let's just whip crosses into them and maybe they'll get ahead, head to the ball. Having, you know, Ben White do shithousery to the opposition goalkeeper, try and distract them and get Gabriel at the back post. And if Gabriel was still fit for you guys, maybe you still be trying that tactic, but he's not there. Saliba ain't that guy. Kiwior definitely ain't that guy. There's no one else there to really attack a ball like Gabriel does.
Exactly right, man. Yeah, and you know, I do totally understand. Gabriel's been phenomenal. Since he's came into the club, there's been no defender that scored as many goals as him. It shows you his defense. You know, he's fantastic at that. But you know, we've got to always be sort of learning and things like that. And this manager, as I said, I'll come back to that point. It takes him way too long to either see a mistake, correct it, learn, or anything like that. And I want to go because it's perfect that you're a Liverpool fan with this. The analogy that I'm going to take now is of Jurgen Klopp, and I use this all the time. So, Jurgen Klopp, rock and roll football. We all know the type of football that he played. Yeah, he came frustratingly close to a phenomenal Manchester City team on a couple of occasions, and also a phenomenal Liverpool team, by the way. And he also managed to, in that time before he won the Premier League, he nicked the Champions League, and then FIFA World Cup, and Club World Cup. Sorry, apologies, and the Super Cup. La da 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 da. Guess what he didn't do when he was coming second to that Manchester City team? He didn't just rip it up and go, do you know what? It hasn't worked. Tell you what we'll do. We'll just completely start again. What he done is he sold Coutinho and he instead identified players that he identified the weakness in Liverpool at that time. He sold Coutinho and then he bought in Van Dijk and then he bought in Alisson, the goalkeeper. He also didn't rip up the whole style of play. He said, yeah, man, we're onto something here. We're tearing teams to shreds. But do you know what? We're not that great at the back. When things ain't going well for us attack, we're open. Teams are carving us up. Our defense ain't really that good, and we could probably do with a better goalkeeper. He changed that. He sorted it. He sussed it. And you lot played exactly the same football. You got better and better and better. And guess what? You started winning Champions Leagues. You started winning the Premier Leagues. And you started nicking cups and cups and cups. Why can't we do that? Because the point that you were saying as well about Arsenal, as well, even the year before that, we were tearing teams to shreds. Absolutely ripping teams to shreds in the first 10 minutes of games. People were like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? And I'm sat there for two-thirds of the season thinking, I think we might do it here. And then, of course, we had that. I think we went to West Ham, 2-1 up, 2-0 up, 2-1. Saka missed a penalty, 2-2. Went to Liverpool, 2-0 up, 2-2.
Yep,
Martinelli has a chance. In the end, you could have won 3-2 and probably should have. A fantastic save from Ramsey. But then the next season, we're like, wow, yeah, we kind of bottled it towards the last 8 games. Tell you what we'll do. We'll throw all of that away and then we'll start again. Why didn't we do what Jurgen Klopp done and go, do you know what? We're ripping teams to shreds. But what we'll do is we'll bring this in. We'll bring that in. We'll just make a tweak here. We'll change this. Instead, he's thrown it all in the bin. And that was 2 years ago.
Do you think that's maybe him being uncertain of himself, which could be a problem if that's the case? Because it's like, okay, well, I tried this, it didn't work. I want to try this. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try this instead. And now that sort of like hasn't worked. It could be that that's the only thing I can think of, because like, why would you deviate from what worked for you? Like, look, it could have been very easy for Klopp to say, you know what, guys, we tried, we lost in the Champions League, fair enough, but you know what, we'll just maybe go next year. He said, no, you know what, screw that, we're gonna go again. We've got something good here. We're gonna go again. We're gonna win it. Lost the final 1 year, won it the next season, and we made another one a couple of years after that. Arguably should have won that game, but Courtois decided to have 8 legs that day and saved hands and legs and saved everything. But that's football, as they say. It is what it is. But we came close. 90, I think it was 97 points, 93 points. In any other context, in any other season, any team that gets 90 plus points wins a league. We got 90 plus points twice and didn't win it because of a phenomenal Manchester City. It would have been very easy for Klopp to say, yeah, it's not working, lads. Pack it up. Let's change it up. No, he said, you know what? We've got something good here. Let's keep going. Play that football. Draw the teams out. Play a transition or counter-attack, whatever you want to call it. Play the rock and roll, gegenpress, get the ball up the pitch as high as you can, and then spring counter-attacks on them, which we scored plenty of goals from, because he identified the team is built for this. We can score hella goals. We know that. We can defend goals now. We've got the defense. We've got the goalkeeper. The midfield was there. The forward line was there. The 3 forwards of, Firmino, Salah, and Mane was just insane. Like, I look at our forwards now, I'm like, we won a league, and I'm like, I would have loved to have still been at this club here to win a league in front of the fans, because they deserved, the fans' adoration sort of a thing. But that's another conversation. But the way that we played our football, as you say, like, you just build upon what works for you. Well, what can we add here? What can we add? Well, we're not that great in defense. Okay, screw it. Let's bring another defender in there. Okay, our defense is good now. What are we missing? Maybe we need some more pace up front. Okay, let's get a pacey winger, sort of a thing. It's like he's not doing that. I don't know if is he doing that on purpose, or is he doing that because, as I've heard some of the fan base say, he's just stubborn and wants to do things his way and not how maybe he should be doing it, taking advice from others.
Yeah, it's the latter, mate. The latter, all day long. The latter. Listen, we finished last year, yeah. We had an opportunity. We had a good run in, actually, to be fair. I'll start with here last year, but we bottled it against Aston Villa. We bottled it because the manager decided that whilst Havertz was somewhat working up top, he thought, "Do you know what, we'll play him in midfield when it hadn't worked for 3/4 of that season. And then he messed that up. So he ballsed up that league. But we actually only finished 2 points behind Manchester City last season. We were knocking on that door. So you think there, all right, where could we improve? And this is what Jurgen Klopp done very well. And this is what Arteta's done, and embarrassingly shambles well, yeah? So he's gone there and thought, all right, what do we need to do? I'll tell you what, in his head, he went, yeah, we need Mikel Merino, an improved left-sided 8, who is absolutely horrendous. And he's thought, oh, yeah, we need a left-back. But what we'll do is, Calafiori, even though he's had a huge, massive injury, and he was injury-plagued at Bologna, we'll sign him as a left-sided centre-back, then we'll play him at left-back, and then that'll be our summer. Oh, I'll tell you what, actually, we'll get Raheem Sterling on loan. He's been finished for 3 years. Like, that's what we've decided to do. So we've had that opportunity. I always call it a pivotal moment, yeah, where we could have instead gone, do you know what? We'll sign, and I'm not a massive fan of him, but I'd have put my hands up for Arteta and gone, yeah, right, I'll get it. He could have then gone and signed Nico Williams. I don't want, by the way, I'll carry on saying, but if he'd have gone out and got Nico Williams and a Gyökeres and released his clause, I'd have gone, yeah, okay. If one of them or both of them hadn't work, I'd have put my hands up as an Arsenal fan and gone, do you know what? Like, yeah, I kind of got why you signed him. You've tried to sign a very informed striker at the time. Williams, his stock was high at the time. I'd have gone, do you know what? Fair enough. What can you do? Like, sometimes, it just doesn't work out. But he signed a left-sided 8 and then a centre-back and played him at left-back and thought that was going to be the bridge to gap Manchester City. You signed one of the best centre-backs in the world and you signed one of the best goalies in the world. And that was probably, 5, 6 years ago? 7 years ago?
Yeah,
maybe even
Van
more.
Dijk, I think, was 2017, 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then Alisson was the year after that. Yeah, when we won the Champions League, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. There or there. That's it. I think you had, didn't you have VVD in the winter, and then you got Alisson in the summer.
Yeah, then the summer. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what. So in very close proximity. Like, you knew that you needed a goalkeeper, you needed a centre back. We knew that we needed a winger and we needed a striker, and you got what you wanted, and you got elite level. We didn't even get the positions that we desperately needed, and we got crap level. That's. I mean, you've got to be asking them sort of questions. You need a winger, you need a striker, and you get a very shit left back and a very shit left eight. I mean, that's
Mm.
worrying. That's worrying. Didn't you must have thought as a Liverpool fan. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but you
Mm.
must have thought maybe after last season, also finishing 2 points behind. I know you slipped off towards the end, Liverpool. You must have thought, oh, if Arsenal do all right here, they might actually be a bit of a force. And then you must have been licking your lips when we had that window. We had thinking, oh wow, they've missed a real big opportunity here, no?
Oh, I mean, I had expectations for us. Obviously, Klopp leaving, Slot coming in there. Who's on the slot? Everyone, the team is crap. The quality is gone. Salah and Van Dijk gonna leave. It's gonna be a shambles. We heard all that, and then the conversation then became, oh, fantastic squad, top quality manager. Like Klopp left them with an elite squad. It's like, well, can you please make up your minds? Because last season, this is the reasoning why I thought, finish in the top 4 positions, win a cup, FA Cup or League Cup, one or the other. I'm not expecting Premier League. I'm not expecting Champions League because I obviously we got knocked out of the champs there in penalties, whatever it is. But you lose. It is what it is. And I wasn't expecting us to be challenging all the way. But when Slot come in, when you can see game one against Ipswich, he started Kwanzaa and Van Dijk. He realized, hang on a second, Delap is having the time of his life here. Kwanzaa's not at the races. Halftime, Kwanzaa, look, I gave you the start. I need to make some changes. You're off. Kanate, come on. Bang. Defense gets short up. Salah gets a goal. Jota gets a goal. Bang. 2-0. And we're off to the races there. Because the man knew what he needed to do. Like he thought, you know what, this ain't working. I need to change something here. Whereas in previous years, you'd see Klopp keep players on, for example. We're like, bro, this guy needs to come off. He's being shit. Now he still keeps him on the pitch. He still keeps him on champs. Like, bro, like Henderson, for example. Henderson gets a bad rap nowadays. A lot of revisionism and all that sort of shit there. But he was an integral part to the squad. But there are games where just Henderson ain't it. And you say, take Henderson off, bring on somebody else, bro. We'd have Fabinho, we'd have Wijnaldum. Henderson would normally start, or you could bring on like Thiago or a Milner in some instances here, depending on what the situation called for. He'd leave him on there. I sort of sense Arteta doing the same sort of thing with some players. Yeah, I know Odegaard's been getting a lot of stick here and there, understandably so. Some other players, the favourites and all that. So when you see how the season started for us, I was not expecting a Premier League, first position finish. However, as the season progressed and we just kept winning our games, we've won a game. Players went injured, won a game. This happened, won a game. This happened, won a game. And you guys, you're leading and then you're dropping points. I made a point in my stream just before. I think, what is it? You've lost the lead in 13 games or something this season?
Yeah, it is one stat right here. Also failed to win 10 Premier League games this season, in which they have led in the most ever in the club's history.
So you've scored the goals to get you in the position.
21
They're 21 points. Okay. So you've scored the goals to get you in those positions, but then defense, midfield, attack, whatever it is, has let you down and you've conceded those goals. So when I see that happening week in, week out, and I'm like, they scored or they've conceded. Or they're 2-0 up. Oh, it's 2-2. Like that Fulham result. Was it this season or last season? 10-men Fulham.
Both we screwed up.
They jagged an equalizer. I'm like, holy shit, bro. Surely it's 2-1. It's injury time. You're a man up. Surely you're winning that game. When you see that happen repeatedly, you're thinking, bro, you know what? Something about this Arsenal team. But I actually thought we would collapse ourselves. I thought January, the players are going to get some injuries. They're going to need, to be rested. We're going to need players coming in there. Are they even going to be able to kick on in the league here? But unbeknownst to me, because I didn't do the research, I'm not one of these, in the nose, or I need to know everything about everyone coming in. I'm just like, players coming in, what do I know about him? All right, cool, fair enough, easy done. All right, cool, let's see what happens. Unbeknownst to me, Arne Slot had like a 93-94% record of having his squad fit for an entire season at Feyenoord last year. Even Feyenoord fans were telling us, this guy knows how to manage his players. Van Dijk played, I think, near every single league game this season. Same with Salah, if I'm not mistaken. Our oldest players, mind you, playing every single game this season, bruv.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else who's done that.
Yeah,
he's changed his way about it.
Exactly. He's gone, do you know what? You're a little bit older, Salah. What we'll do is, sod tracking back for you, my friend. You just concentrate on going that way. He's come in and just made these little tweaks, these tactical things. He knew that there was something good at Liverpool because you weren't not a crap team. But sometimes it just takes that newer head to just go, this. You've jigged a few bits around And sometimes that's all it takes. I'm not saying that's all he's had to do. He's had to manage 34 Premier League games, in which, I mean, probably 32 of them, minus the 2 losses. He's done phenomenally well. But
Yeah, when
that's
you think
sometimes
it,
all it takes is that tweaks, isn't it,
yeah,
man?
a little change. Let's see, even Salah said, it goes, I don't have to track back anymore. Because under Klopp, Salah would run back non-stop. And then, okay, we've got a break. Now it's got to run over again. The pass gets over here. And that's something like, bruh, Salah ain't happening in this game. We need to sub him off. No, don't take Salah off. He's our best player. But he ain't done anything in this game. Oh, but he's your biggest threat. Okay, sometimes you need to bite the bullet and say, you know what, Salah, cool, you've done 80 minutes worth. I need to bring somebody else on because it ain't just happening. I need somebody else to make your way through there. Changing players and rotating when you need to. And look, there is a conversation to be had. Salah doesn't really get taken off maybe as often as maybe my opinion is I think you should. There are some games where I'm like, bro, he's done nothing all game, but he's our biggest chance creator. He's our biggest goal threat. But there's been no threat on goal. There hasn't been a threat on goal in 80 minutes, and this is the gamble you take. Do you leave him on for the extra 10 minutes on a maybe, or do you bring somebody else on to try and make something happen in that 10 minutes? Like the PSG game, when we beat them 1-0, Salah comes off, Elliot comes on, pretty much near first touch, gets the 1-0. You know what I mean? If that was Salah, he gets tracked. Nuno Mendes tracks him all the way through. Elliot comes on, something different, bang, gets the goal. These decisions need to be made. You wouldn't see him take off a Bukayo Saka if he's getting a little bit tired, because I need Bukayo Saka because he's my number one goal threat. Without him, I have nothing. That's when you have the over-reliance on your players in me.
Yeah.
When you have over-reliance on players, everything goes in that direction. And people say everything went through Salah because, Salah FC and whatnot. Yes, he's our best attacking player. I can understand why things would go down in his direction because he's going to make things happen for you. But the over-reliance on that can also be a hindrance, because if you keep going there and he's going to be shut out and he's going to be, blocked off and he's going to be double teamed or he's going to have 3 players on him, there's no threat there. So you have to find ways elsewhere, which is why we say you go to the corners, you go to the free kicks, you do long balls over the top. If you're being pressed, just one long ball diagonal over the top into space, bang, Luis Diaz cuts in across, cut back, bang, slide tap in, or whatever it is, for example. Like, you have to find different ways of playing these football games. So to bring it back to the initial question, I would deviate it a bit. The more I watch Arsenal, I'm just like I wanted to say, like, what is going on there, man? This is not like them. I thought this was going to be the year where you guys actually took on, especially when Man City dropped. When Man City went 8 games with no wins, I'm like, Arsenal surely have to take this from here. I didn't expect us to do what we did, I'll be honest with you. Our track record is there. I didn't expect us. I thought this has to be Arsenal's. Then come December, come January, and then you see the results and you're like, yeah, nothing's happening here. And then you end up to, the situation we are now.
For us, mate, Nick, it all comes down and it all boils down to that summer transfer window. It all comes back to there, mate. None of us have got a crystal ball. None of us can predict the future. None of us will know whether the past would have changed the future. That's an absolute fact. What we can say is Arsenal didn't do what was required in the summer. Now, I was sort of touching on it. If Arsenal even just signed a Victor Gyökeres, just even them, I'm not saying it
One
would have changed
striker.
much, but it might
One
have changed a
striker.
lot. Like with Liverpool, yeah, you started well and you built momentum. And I believe, let's just say, I don't know exactly if this is a stat, but let's say in your first 10 games, you probably won 7 or 8 of them, I'd say, and maybe even drew one of them, maybe lost to Forest. It'd have been there or thereabouts. Either way, you've
Yep.
got momentum. So, for game 11 to 15, you're already in such a good way. You're leading the Premier League. You're this one. Sometimes just that confidence, wow, we're having a good season, can get you a 1-0 in the next game. But if you vice versa it, if you're having a season like Arsenal's did and starting in your 7 points or 6 points or 5 points behind Liverpool already in the first 10, you go into these 50-50 games where, you need that momentum or that confidence or that magic. If it ain't happening for you, you draw that game. When it is happening for you, that great start, that wins you that game. And from the start, you was just like a ball. Just you keep rolling and you keep rolling. You're gathering momentum. And you're gathering your momentum, and it was fantastic. The start for you, I think, is not what won it for you, but it was that sort of that bit where you look at back there and that momentum that was gathered was like, yeah, wow, yeah, this is going to be our season, and you all bought into it. The manager bought into it, and it just absolutely stemmed you to go on and win it. For us, it just done the opposite. It derailed us. We were looking around and we're thinking, oh wow, we're not great this season. And the mentality of the manager and the mentality and the experience that we've got, because we've never done it before, we're just like, wow, we'll draw here, we'll draw here, we'll lose here, we'll draw there, we'll draw there. And just we just never managed to get that momentum like we did towards the end of last season. Albeit we've messed up against Aston Villa, but we were building that momentum. And I just believe the start of the season, that especially the first, say, third of it, I reckon that's massively where not you won it, because no one wins the league in the third of the season.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the real sort of crux of where it come from. And I reckon Liverpool, that squad, that manager, must have sat there and maybe match day 15 and gone, yeah, man, right, this is ours now. Like, this is it. They're in that moment. I'm going to take a couple of chats, and then Macy, I'll come to you in a second, and then we'll sort of wrap up. So I know everyone wants to do a little bit. It's Sunday. I've got a few bits to do, but I'll take some chat.
Say your supers, and then I'll say my goodbyes.
Yeah. Well, if you need to shoot now, I'm just going to run through the chat. So if you need to shoot, I'll stay on with Macy for a little bit, Nick.
Yeah. Go for it, man. Do your thing. But I appreciate having me on, man. I thought we'd just have a bit of a chat because, I mean, I get a bit of a bad rap. I'd be called like an Arsenal hater and all those sorts of things there. Like, I do like to take the piss a little bit, but I think it's just natural for football. But, like, realistically, as a football fan, like, I look at you guys, I'm like, bro, from what you could have been a few years ago to where you are now, it's like something has gone wrong along the way, man. Like, something ain't right there. Whether it's manager, whether it's management, whether it's players, something needs to change for you guys, because scoring 90 plus goals to now you're on 67 goals, like that's a 30 goal swing, bruv. And I don't know, maybe does Saka being fit, contribute to 30 goals worth? Does Havertz being fit add extra couple of goals there? But you have to factor in these things. If there's injuries, what do we do in this case here? That's where the plan Bs are. Why, Arsenal fans that there's no plan B, etc. But you know what? Like, in all honesty, good luck on Wednesday. I honestly mean that. Like, I know what it's like being in the final, obviously winning it and shit, but like, bro, the buzz you will get making this final if you beat PSG in Paris, no less, bruv, you guys will have an absolute party. But if you don't, the internet never forgets. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
I know you definitely know that.
Listen, man, Nick, it's an absolute pleasure. I'll let you go. Don't forget, Nick's link now is in the title as well. So yeah, go over and follow my Liverpudlian Australian brother.
Appreciate that, man.
Give him a
Appreciate
follow, man.
that.
All the best, Nick.
That's
Take
right.
care of yourself,
All
my
good.
friend.
Smash a like the video, sub to Aaron. All the best, bro. Peace out, everybody.
Awesome, man. Awesome, bruv. Take care, bruv. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Macy, I'll bring you in 2 seconds. I'm just going to run through some of the chat as well. We've got MC in the building. Big up, brother. Saying, yeah, tactically inept, tactically impotent, tactically everything but good, or anything that spawns above good. It's not been good enough, man. That's an absolute fact. But big up to you, MC. Appreciate you being here. Like I said, Mace, we'll get you in 2 seconds. I'm just going to run through some of these comments ever so quickly, because we had a couple of good ones. Can Arsenal win on Wednesday? Yeah, I mean, my friend, we can win. But I mean, whether we will is another doubt. I don't expect us to, but I'm also here to be surprised. So please, Arsenal, if you've got something in the making, please, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong, because if I'm wrong, then Arsenal are doing probably good. Jesus, Alberto, how you doing, brother? I would honestly have Ozil instead of Odegaard. Yep. But he doesn't track back. So what? He's much better going forward. Number 10 shouldn't have to track back, should they, bruv? Big up to you, Jesus. I'd love to have Orby. Yeah. But we fucked it all up. Yeah, Vantasan as well. Injured Riziki is superior to Odegaard. Facts. At least Rosa has shots in his locker, mate. 100%. Robbo, big up to you, brother. Give Robbo some love over there. He's got a fantastic channel. And yeah, as Mama's saying, big up to Mama. Superstar in the building. Numero uno, number 1. Mama, big up, my girl. Ethan should have a run out. Odegaard, yeah. Listen, yeah, he doesn't do it, does he? He just doesn't do it. Mum Spaghetti, big up to you, man. You're saying Gibbs a white Man City. Yeah, see, I trust you. Yeah, advanced talks. Yeah, like what you're saying. Why are they planning their moves already and we're not? We're standing still. Absolutely exactly right, Mason. We're standing still.
Yeah,
Fanta.
This is my Besiktas pose.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's we're not doing nothing, man. Once they get destroyed 3-4-0, you're probably right, but I hope you're not, CJ, my friend. But big up, man. Mum Spaghetti's jumping back in with another comment saying it's strange they'd pick Gibbs White over Camavinga, Verts. Even Gula might want to leave. But, they're, at the end of the day, they're still trying to get bits done over there, aren't they, man? Yeah, I get the point that you're trying to make. But look, they're making signings now. Why are we not doing that? Something's not right there at this football club, man. Yeah, anti-striker, mate. He is anti-striker. We know that. Yeah, it's not sustainable. 38 games, and exactly right. That last little comment there just ain't sustainable, bruv. It's just not sustainable, bruv. I'm gonna make my own trophy. Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, we've got the quarterfinal trophy. Don't forget, bruv. We've got the quarterfinal trophy. Nathan's saying, yeah, another thing Arteta sets up to do, which is annoying, is having us spamming crosses. Facts, and we've got no one to cross it. We don't have a Peter Crouch and a Connor Ford in the team, I know. So our best left back, who is actually exceptional at crossing, he doesn't play him, and that's Kieran Tierney, and he doesn't put anyone up front anymore now. He's brought off Mikel Marino, at least has a bit of height about him, and put Trossard up there. What's the point? And big up to you, Nathan. That's a great point, man. Endo, the chickens are coming home to roost for Arteta's incompetence. Yes, they are, my friend. Fredo, last summer transfer window bites hard. That's what it's all about, man. And here we go, Vandersan. Yeah, imagine Wenger telling Perez, Lundberg, Vieira, you should all score much as Bergkamp and Henry. It's madness, isn't it? Or all we all got to do it as a community, though, haven't we? Yeah, nah. How about just get us a 30-goal a season striker? Why not just do that? It's madness. It's proper madness, mate. Dad's saying, yeah, he's got to go. Yeah, big up to you, mate. All the best. And I'll catch up with you soon. Big up as well, Views, man. It's always a pleasure for you being in here. Thank you very much. And as well, yeah, big up to Nick for jumping on, man. Macy, what you saying, bruv? You must not have been too happy with that shit yesterday.
Of course not, Aaron. I was absolutely pissed off, and I was on Northside's channel yesterday talking about the game. And big up to Bournemouth for their first ever win at the Emirates. They have now done the double over us. And what phases Araola in? And he absolutely took Mikel Arteta to school yesterday. And the fact of the matter is that this was because he decided to go full strength against Bournemouth when he should have realized that on Wednesday is perhaps our most important game of the season, but yet again he decided to go full strength, and look what happened. We paid the price for it, and I'm not even confident about Wednesday. And PSG, for me, they will absolutely put us out of our misery on Wednesday. And people can say that, oh, but they lost 2-1 to Strasbourg. So what? Because they're already champions, so they're not even concerned about Ligue 1. The only thing they are trying to focus on is the Champions League, because the Ligue 1 title is secure for them. So now they're trying to go for the Champions League, and they're going to put an absolute masterful performance against us on Wednesday. And Luis Enrique, for me, like he's absolutely going to do the same thing he did at the Emirates. Let Ousmane Dembele, Cavara, and Desire Douar to just roam around the whole field, because he did the same thing at the Emirates, where he put Dembele in the middle and then put him in the left. Then he rotated the whole front line of PSG. So he's going to absolutely let all three of them like have the freedom to do whatever they want. With Arteta, he's just standing there happy with his system, because he believes that his system can work. But at the end of the day, it won't work. We've got a scrubby captain that drops every single stinker, but people are saying, oh, but he got an assist for Declan Rice's goal. So what? It doesn't change the fact that he continues to skip around the whole field looking like Nick Carter with that hairstyle. Probably he should audition himself as a singer for the Backstreet Boys with the whole I want it that way. So I just don't know why. Like this whole thing with Odegaard and Arteta, like with Arteta continuing to start his captain week in and week out, where he's got a talented 17-year-old on the bench and he doesn't even have the guts to start him. He only brings him on in the very last minute when we're trying to chase something. So if I'm Ethan and worry, I should be thinking to myself, does this manager really care that he wants to give me a chance? Maybe I should go and play football elsewhere. So Ethan should just do the right thing and walk out of this football club with his head held high and go and find a football club that can absolutely get the best out of him, because this football club can absolutely destroy a player's confidence and their ability to succeed in this club. And if like I really hope, like I really want us to go to Paris with confidence, but like Wednesday for me is going to be a nightmare because PSG will absolutely dog walk us the same way John Cena dog walked Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So let's not get too like excited about Wednesday with Arteta's motivational video saying, "Come on, you Gunners, let's put our boots on. Let's embrace the fact that we've got a chance of beating PSG because of the fact that like our record away at other countries has been a bit shambolic because we still haven't scored a goal in the semi-finals. We didn't score against Newcastle. We couldn't score against we
Facts.
couldn't we couldn't score against Villarreal in the Europa League. Olympiacos we couldn't score. Sporting Lisbon we couldn't score. And I can guarantee you, PSG, we ain't gonna score nothing. We're just gonna maybe get a clean sheet, or PSG will drop something and score the winning goal that takes them through to the final.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, it's nothing but facts, man. It's frustrating, isn't it? Like you said, we can't even score a goal in a
Yeah,
semi-final. It's a bottle job. It's a total bottle job. He's set his team out the wrong way. We had our first leg at home in both of them competitions, by the way, against Newcastle, first leg at home. Same against PSG, first leg at home, and we bottled it. It was gutless and it was cowardly on both opportunities. It's nowhere near good enough. My brother Connor, mate, big up to you, geezer. I'm sorry I'm late to the stream. He was too busy buying light bulbs and the lemons, guys. I couldn't find my boots to bring to the stream. That's all right, but as long as you remembered your shin pads, that's all good, mate. In all serious, hope you're well. I'm very good, thank you very much. And I hope
thanks.
you and you're well as well, and his son as well. I hope you're well, Macy. Yeah, we all hope Macy's well. You know what I mean? That's as long as Macy's well, we're all well. That's the main thing. KLS is saying, yeah, he's sat next to Pep. That's literally it. Yeah, 100%, mate. This is what we're doing here. Honestly, NHS should have posters and health warnings about supporting Arsenal FC. Yeah, it can lead to depression, heart attacks, and hypertension and severe trauma. Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, that's funny, man. I like that. Yeah, the OD as well. Big up, geezer. I'm switching nothing but facts. You're too kind. Yeah, none of the PR shit, man. We don't do PR over here, bruv. Mems, big up to you, mate. You was right. I'm never backing your team ever again. What did I sell you, bruv? What did I tell you? They cost me 250 quid, but I told you, Bournemouth were going to win. You make the same mistake I did a long, long, long time ago. If you're going to back Arsenal, I mean, well, don't for a start. If you're going to, don't put them in the first bet and the early kickoff, and don't put them in your last on the evening one. They will let you down, man. Who's live that we like, everyone? Because we
You
can go
should
an
be
hour
like
and 23
me
minutes.
because
What's that?
yesterday
Go on, Macy. We'll have a little look, see who's live. Go on, you
it's
go, brother,
okay,
and we'll have a
Aaron.
little look.
And you should be like me because yesterday I was watching a Bundesliga match, Hamburg versus Darmstadt, and you know what Hamburg are fighting for? They're fighting for promotion, and we're not even fighting for anything. We're just fighting to be the worst football club of all time. And here's my point. If Tottenham Hotspur win the Europa League, which I believe they can do it, like they're going to be partying in North London and they're going to rub it in our faces, and it's all our fault because we let that happen. We should have
Right.
like Tottenham for me, like even though they are our biggest rivals and they will always be our biggest rivals, I will still give them praise because they deserve to win that Europa League because despite the fact that their Premier League season has been poor, this Europa League can really like change their mood and their lives forever.
Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, now, facts, man. Facts. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go raid Sarcasm City. Yeah.
Mhm.
So everyone in the chat, what we got to do is we're gonna write Aaron raid. Very, very, very simple. Aaron raid over at Sarcasm City. Show him some love. He's a nice geezer. He is. He's a Man United fan. Oh, look at how I've
Yeah,
spelt
thanks,
that. Look,
Ryan.
I'm moving like Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Football Club. Look at that, Riyadh, Aaron Riyadh. I mean, come on, what we're doing here, people. Now we're getting to the point where we can't even type and or spell. This is what Arsenal doing to me. Look, I can't even spell raid now. But yeah, we're gonna go raid over there. Everyone in the chat, you're absolute superstars as always, man. Let's just get that right. First class. Don't forget, drop a like and subscribe. Big bless up the Nick. and all them boys that came over. Macy, I know. Yeah, this is what Arsenal are doing to me.
Yeah, big
What
up.
can we
And
do
look
here?
what's happening. Tottenham are winning 1-0 over West Ham.
Yeah, that's a joke. It's a joke. We
Yeah.
are the joke. But yeah, big up. Don't forget, Raid Sarcasm City
Mhm.
with Aaron Raid, not Riyadh. Take care.